And welcome again. We are back again here with Action Sport. And now it's time to chat about one of the parents. We've got Chrisna Jones here. Son or daughter is competing?
My son is competing.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How have you been enjoying the tournament so far?
It's great. It's lovely to see it all comes together and the hard work, and it's just lovely to see older kids compete as well and kind of see what's coming. And then the younger ones just kind of seeing, where they start and how they've grown. It's really nice. I enjoy watching.
Yes. And tell me, how long has your kid been doing karate?
So Dylan started at the end of 2000, kind of COVID year. It was a bit of a strange time to start, but yes, 2020.
Okay.
So he started 4 years ago. It feels like he's been doing it for longer than that. Yeah.
So how did he got into karate? Just say one day you just want to start it, right?
I think, he sort of, to be very honest, he was bullied at school a little bit at one point, and I don't know, he picked it up watching something on TV and he saw karate and he was like, oh, I want to do that. And I said to him, I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. At the mindset he was at that time, I said to him, let's give it a year and kind of see how you get on. So when the mindset was ready and it came up again, I said to him, okay, let's try it out. And it actually pulled him out of his shell and kind of made him quite confident and kind of just a bit more, I don't know, just be proud of who he is as a person. So it actually was quite a journey for him, to be honest.
Okay. And is he a competition person, or does he more like the normal training? You get different kind of students. I just like the training. You get people that live for the competitions.
Oh no, he loves the competitions. I can maybe name on my one hand how many he's missed. Like he likes to do the competitions. He just likes to compete, I think, and it's good for them. It's good to kind of put yourself out there, kind of see how you've progressed and compare yourself to other dojos as well. It helps. So no, he loves the competition. And he loves going to training. I can't remember a day that I said to him, okay, you have karate tonight, and he goes, oh no, I don't feel like going. So it's nice. He really enjoys going. So
Yeah. And from you as a parent, does it take a lot out of you, or do you really enjoy it? Did you see the development from him, and what do you do as a parent to keep that encouragement going?
So I suppose, like from the start, it was nice because it was sort of a personal journey, just kind of see how he emotionally grew because of the karate. It was lovely to see. So that's always nice to be part of that journey and always just talk to him about things. And then he's gone from strength to strength. It's beautiful to watch. As a parent, what I just tend to do is before the competitions, I would just sit down and talk with him and ask him how he feels, where he's at, and what we can work on in the kata to maybe make it better. And then he will show me a couple of moves, and then you'll just go like, well, you just do your best. Doesn't matter whether you place or don't place with a medal. It's about your personal development. So we always look at the marks that he got, and then maybe just try and get a 0.1 more the next time. And that's the best way to do it. It doesn't help competing with, somebody else out there. Like this, you have to just competing with yourself, really, in general. So.
Rather, like you said, a point one. It's strange how parents knows how the competitions are working, eh?
I didn't know any of it when I started, so I'm learning as I go along. I'm just asking questions when I don't know. That's the best way. Like Dylan sometimes have to help me out, kind of with why things work a certain way. But yeah, you check the 0.1 when it makes a difference between gold and silver.
That is. A lot of people don't realize that 0.1 is a big.
It's a big gap.
Especially if it's a 0.2, 0.3, then you know that's a big gap. That is like a 50-meter gap.
Yes. And it's funny how they do the maths in their head while they're standing there, while the competition is going on. You can see, like Dylan anyway, he stands there and he'll be like, oh, it's like, he'll show me from the side kind of what he thinks, what the difference is. So they do keep tabs a little bit.
They do. And how old is he?
He is 13. He just turned 13, yes. So he's now for the first time competing in that category. He was actually quite nervous about it. I was like, and I think you forget that you're growing as well. Like, it's not. I don't know. He always wants to know who's in his group. He likes to mentally prepare himself, but it's not always possible to know who there is. So
that's it. No. And especially when he comes from we call from the kids divisions into 13. My daughter's also now 13. So last year the end of varsity turning 13, so also in a division. And suddenly you're from the neon committee to the sunborn, where no touch to the face with the kids.
Yes.
Now it's touching. And now you need to score.
Yes.
And everything has to be on target.
It's quite, from a parent's perspective, like as much as you want to shout like go for it, but it's also quite scary watching it, like being in the fights and because now as it's older, there's more contact. Not that, I mean, obviously you don't want ever to see anybody get hurt, but there is that sort of frightened feeling of, oh, you know, if you just misplace a hand, it could actually hurt somebody. So it's quite nerve-wracking to watch. So,
and with him now in his karate journey, that he developed, that he created more friends with the karate people, or does he have a balance with school kids as his friends, or how does he go for it? And is he only doing karate, or does he do school sports also?
So he does football. He's part of the football team at school, and karate is the only other sport that he does out with school. He's got a good rapport with a lot of the kids in the dojo, and he just sees them there because they're not in the same school. I mean, it's nice for him to chat with them. And then he has his core group at school. He's got like a few friends that is sort of his core group. The karate family though, like he tends to gravitate towards the older kids in the sense of he would like to learn from them. So he picks their brains quite a bit, or he goes and practices his kumite against the older kids just to give them advice. And he likes actually getting advice. So it's not a bad way to do it. So.
And you, do you see yourself as a karate mom now?
Oh
Or
gosh.
are you getting into it? Or?
Definitely, I'm definitely a karate mom. I'm sitting there on the side, and then the last competition, the mom sitting next to me was actually the boy Dylan was competing against. That was very awkward. Because you're like, go for it, and you're like, oh, but it's sort of sitting there. Yes, so next time I'll make sure I don't sit next to the one that he's competing against. So I'm definitely a karate mom. I'm certainly a soccer mom. It's nice to be there and being supporting and cheering them on.
Yeah, that's true. No, Jan sitting here also, he was a karate dad, and now he's also a karate student.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're all into it now. Big family, very supportive, and the daughter and the son, the mom and the father is doing karate now.
Fantastic.
So they got, it's going to be a great journey for them, now that they're all black belts. And with Dylan now, what belt is he now?
So he's in purple too. So his next grading, which would be in June, he'll be going up to red. So yeah, it's.
No, red is actually it's actually a unique belt in Shotokan.
Okay.
You won't see it in other styles. They usually go from purple to brown belts. So red that's a unique thing actually in South Africa.
Okay.
And it's a very good thing because you can't just have that big jump. That is quite
No, for that development, it's quite good to have that extra bit, isn't it? Yeah. For that
and it keeps you, but even though he goes to red, he falls into the brown belt category when he competes.
Yes.
Because it goes into the third cues. But red belt is not a cue. It's above fourth cue. It's below third cue, but
and then they have 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yes,
so before they move on. Yeah.
And if he's still under a certain age, he will go to the junior belt, brown belt, and then the senior black belts. So it's a long journey, but they learn very advanced katas that the red belts.
I love the katas. I don't know for any other parent, but for me, as soon as Dylan gets on that tatami, there's something that happens. He changes. There's something that just clicks in, and it's just beautiful to watch. And like that's why I love watching it. All the other kids is the same, but when it's your own child, you can see kind of them clicking into place and just getting into that zone for it. So it's lovely.
And is he a more kata person or committee person, or is he a balance?
I think he's more confident with the kata. I think it's something you could control a bit more because it's sort of you individually. You can. The kumite is always wary of a little bit. He's got hurt in the past, but we sort of just worked with him and just talked through and say, just give your best. I think he leans more towards kata than kumite, to be honest.
Yeah, so you will get to a stage where you will start specializing.
Yes.
Committee training and kata training is different.
Yes.
And even though they do both in compete, but they will more lean to that kind of That will be their target.
He's definitely very aware of the fact that when he moves up next to the red belt, that you, like you said, like you sort of, then you compete with kids really above you. So he is aware of, I'm not so sure how confident he would be with a kumite then, you know, up until he builds up his strength and his muscle and things to be able to. But, you know, that's just one of those things that I say to him, like, it's learning, it's watching. It's kind of just see what they do and what you can learn from them. And yeah, so we'll see what he does.
And from your perspective, you've been to competitions. How did the competitions change for you now? These days now we've got podcasting, we've got live streamings.
The live streaming is great because, like, for instance, we have a restaurant in Stellenbosch. It's not always easy to be able to be there away from it on a Saturday. So then Dylan's dad, Michael, can actually then watch online and follow what's happening. So that's great, and my parents as well. But you know, for the older, my dad's 80 this year, so it's hard for them to travel and maybe come and see. So from that point of view, the live streaming makes a huge difference. It's actually quite nice to be able to send somebody the link that wants to support but can't physically be there. So that's amazing.
We try to. We're still in the research development, trial and errors. We run and then we lose the signals, and because we have to depend on your own internets and everything, because you can't depend on the school stuff because it drops.
Yes.
And we try our best to
Listen, it's more than what was out there in the beginning. Like if you weren't there, you didn't see it. So, and it's amazing that there is the opportunity, and even with the things that still need to develop and move forward, there is the option, and we can only, you guys can only get better with it. So, it's great.
And it's a very good tool for him to go review himself.
Yes.
And go look at his kata. Where did he make the mistakes?
Yes.
What must he work on? What must he do? How must he fix everything?
Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
I do take a couple of videos sometimes as well, so it's good to kind of look back from that perspective. Like I don't necessarily know what he does wrong, but he can say, which is quite nice. He would say, oh, I could have done that better, or I should have slowed down there better, or I should have jumped up and not forward, or whatever it is that he needs to do. It's good sometimes just to look back at yourself as well, kind of, So, it's good.
Yeah. And how did you end up in Helderberg Karate Dojo? Or was it just coincidence you stayed close, or did you look for a specific dojo?
I didn't look for a specific dojo, to be honest. We live in Somerset West. We work in Stellenbosch, and it's kind of just keeping things as much as possible in Somerset West. There was a couple of dojos that came up, and this one just had a draw for me. And then Dylan went to try it out, and he was just happy from day one. So when your child's happy, you're happy. It makes it easy.
Yeah. And not a lot of parents know there's different styles in karate.
Yes.
Yes, you can see. Today we got Shotoru here, Shurunru here, Bojo-ru, Shotokan, but we all do.
We'll do it, yeah.
It's very different, and it must relate to your personality.
Yes.
That's why, even though we say kids stop, sometimes if you do the wrong karate style, you will stop.
Yes.
If you can find the correct karate style, you will continue.
Yes.
So it's very important for kids to try different styles.
Yeah, so it's nice for, like, I think for Dylan, the first time he walked in, and there was just a rapport. Like he came out extremely excited and just wanted to do it again and again and again. So then I never questioned it. And like I said, he still loves going. Graham is amazing with the kids. He doesn't speak a lot. He's a quiet man. Or I find it is quite quiet. Let's put it that way. But there's something about him and his team that just brings out the best in the kids in the dojo. So you trust when you drop Dylan off there that he's in the best hands possible, and when you pick him up, he's happy. What more can you ask as a parent? So.
Karate teaches a lot of life skills.
It does.
People don't realize it as soon as they get into it. And it's sad sometimes parents stop karate, not the kid, because they get busy. And do you also find, I think you also met parents through the karate journey.
Yes.
And when they stop, they somewhat cut ties with you. They don't communicate. It's actually sad.
It is quite sad. There's sometimes the reasons why things are stopped is not always the best reasons. You kind of need to look deeper into it. So Yeah, I see a lot of parents around. You chit chat a bit. Some of the kids are not even near Dylan's age, but it's nice to kind of have that family, isn't it? So
That's it. Yeah, and it's strange. I said earlier, kids that, like he's going to his red belt now. He's going to his brown. He's very close to that black belt. It's 2 years, but he's 4 years closer. You know.
I know it's scary.
And sometimes we had last year a child that was 1 belt away from his black and he stopped.
Would love to know why. Would love to know why.
He found interest in other things in high school. It's sad, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said to the day when he stopped, I said, you will come back one day. Say, you spite. You what's the English word for it?
You regret it.
You regret.
Yeah.
You regret. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna die one day when you're gonna come in one day. Maybe the child is never should have stopped karate.
Yeah, Dylan recently he did horse riding for quite some time, alongside karate and his football and things. And then he came to me and he said to me like, he doesn't see horse riding being something he's going to do for the rest of his life, but he sees karate being something that he wants to continue with. So he said to me, what if I fall off the horse and hurt my leg and I can't do karate again? So I said to him, you know what? It's your decision and you need to do what's right for you. So for him, I don't know, in his mind already, karate is something he wants to do. It's good for him. He feels, although he's nervous before every competition, and I have to sometimes talk him, like he's so hard on himself, but he loves that adrenaline and it's not bad for you. But when you're fearful of something, that's something else. So being on the horse made him really scared. And, you know, so making that decision, I was very proud of him, like for saying that, you know, this is something I can see you doing for a long term. And yeah, he wants to do his dojo proud, so he wants to represent, and that's why he's here. So it's great. Yeah.
And what does he want to become one day? Did he ever say to you what is his future?
With karate or in general?
In general first.
I have no idea, to be honest. He's very good at maths. He loves maths, and at one point was talking about archaeology. So I don't know. He's still sort of feeling his way around, but he would definitely do something with maths. He loves it too much. So I don't know. That's quite a widespread, but we'll see what he comes up with.
Yeah, there was once a Japanese master from Sensei. He said karate is for the educated.
Oh, yes.
And that's true.
That's true. Yes.
Karate is for the educated. And that is I see now with kids, even how karate actually contributes in their schoolwork. Focus they are, I don't say my children are over 90% kids, but they do very well. You know, they're very active, and you can see the discipline they get.
Yeah, I was just about to say that discipline is definitely something, and the commitment. Like, you can't just turn up to the dojo and not give your all. Like, you need, when you're there, you're committed. You want to be there, and it's the same. It has pulled through, I think, in Dylan's schoolwork. Like, you need to kind of plan ahead, practice things, kind of do things. So it does definitely that. Yeah, it definitely makes a difference to them. And for the confidence within, it does a lot. It does, and that's not anything a parent can. You can't force that on a child. It's not something that you can make happen. It comes within from him being proud of what he accomplished, what he does. So it's great to watch.
Oh, that's true. And yeah, it's amazing how you can see how your child developed in it. And it's just something about karate. You know, I boxed my amateur wrestled and everything, but I've always drawn back to the karate.
It's a respectful something. There's something about it. There's respect for your opponent. Not that boxing doesn't. It's just different, isn't it? It's just kind of like, there's just something about it. It just gives you a calmness as well, weirdly enough. And just a respect for the opponent. I mean, Dylan knows some of the kids that he competes with quite regularly, and he literally seeks them out, gives them a handshake, a high five, nice to see you. It's such a lovely thing to have. So
yeah, karate is one of those things you fight, and after that you're still friends.
Yes.
And most of the time, the best fighters become the best friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They will throw each other at the time. You will think that this is war. But after that, they will sit and laugh and say, hey, what's a good
And you actually spur each other on,
Yeah.
or kind of, because next time be like, oh, you got me this time, but next time I will get him, like, so it's what do you call it, like positive sort of fighting that you want to do, like kind of just getting better, so it's good.
I had one friend, he kicked me once with him, I washed in my face. He kicked me almost lights out. He caught me very hard. And after that, we were sitting in, we were joking how he kicked me. Because we were laughing. If it was in real life, the people would be cross. And I could still feel the numbness in my face. And we were making jokes. And he said, yes, you caught your back from there. I'm going to get you next time. Oh, I will get you next time. And that is just how you control your emotions.
Yes.
People don't understand it.
No.
You don't have that revenge attitude. And if I see a karate guy that take losses bad and he wants to go back and beat, then I will tell him, listen, you're in the wrong path.
You're in the wrong place, definitely. Because karate is definitely not for, and that's why I stopped Dylan originally from starting when he wanted to. Because at that point it was trying to, because somebody was being mean to him at school, like learning karate for a reason to go and show them something would be the wrong reason to do it. So it's definitely, it's that respect for your opponent, and that the great moves that they did, that you can go say, wow, that was nice, how did you do that? That's what karate is about, yeah.
And how did he do today so far in the kata?
So he got gold today in his kata. He had to do a tiebreaker, which was quite nerve-wracking. He had to do it again. But it was good, he loves it. So there's only 3 competitors today. It's a smaller group, but it doesn't take away from the competitiveness. And they really spurred each other on. It was very close. Like he got it in the end by like the 0.1 that I said earlier. So yeah, he got gold today. So.
And if a parent comes to you one day and said, listen, I want my kid to start karate, what advice or guidance will you give a parent that their kids show interest in karate?
I would tell them, definitely go do it. Definitely go do it. Let the child go and grow, because that's an area where you as a parent are not involved. He needs to walk into that dojo by himself, and he needs to grow and learn and all of that. And it's the best life lesson you can give a child, is to kind of, you need to go and push yourself.
Yeah.
And there's so much, and the respect and all those things, you can't always teach all of that in real life, but it's nice that you have those sort of rules. When you walk into a dojo, you bow, and specific rules that the dojo has. Like Dylan keeps to them quite well. He's not that good at home. Let's put it that way. Don't tell him I said that.
Yeah.
But when he walks into that dojo, there's a respect. There's something about it that you would never, as a parent, get out of them. So I would say go for it. I would tell them just be supportive and don't go for the medals. Like just let the child either compete, whether it's kata or kumite or both, and then just be grateful for every mark that's better than the last one. So yeah. Dylan has been lucky. He's been very fortunate at placing quite well, but he is very aware that that there will be a time where he will be bottom of the league, so to speak, and then that he would have to work his way up. So yeah, I would tell the parent just to be supportive and let them do it. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, I suppose. My daughter wanted to do it, and she's 5 years younger than Dylan, and we decided for her to rather, she's more of dancing and singing and things like that. And I did say to her, maybe because karate is Dylan's thing, maybe you shouldn't. But I don't know if I'm going to regret that one day. We'll see. We'll see.
As an instructor myself, there's a never better bond between siblings when they share something special with each other. And the parents appreciate it. And you will get to the stage where they will grow together in karate. 2 things happen usually. If your kids does karate, one will always go on, the other 1 or 2 will stop. And it's usually the younger one that, can I say, becomes more better because the older one teaches them already.
Yes.
So the old one is always, he learns it or she learns it first, but they teach the younger one. The younger one always does better in the katas, always does better in the community because they got the older one who guides him at home and helps him with the kata. And that bond, that even my two, they fight like cat and dog.
Yes,
I got 2 daughters. But when it comes to karate, they will support each other. There's just something, and they will help each other.
Yeah.
And if one gets hurt, the one will be there. So I think you must give it a chance. You will never know.
You'll never know. Yes,
never
you're
know.
right. Yeah, Dylan has showed her a few moves. She definitely got something. And you know, they would never have to compete against one another.
No.
So that's probably a positive because I think Emily might take him in a few years.
And listen, especially when they're doing dancing and stuff, that's a huge benefit when they go to karate. They're already supple, and they got like. I've got a few kids that did dancing, ballet and modern dancing and all of that, and the girls that join karate and they excel very quickly.
You can see it. Wow. Okay.
You see it. They excel very, very quickly. They already got the balance, the moves, they got the rhythm, especially for kata. They got it.
And the grace. Sometimes you have to have a little bit of grace there as well. Yeah. Okay.
But in any case, it was nice chatting to you.
Thank you so much for
Very
having me.
much, and good luck with the committee.
Yes, that's next. I will. You'll hear me. I'll try not to be loud.
And we will hope to see you on the 22nd in Cape Town at the Cape Town All Stars. That's our next big tournament.
Oh, yes. I will speak to the boss. Dylan will decide and then we'll see you there.
Okay. Thank you very much. We will be back again in an hour's time. I don't know what time it is now. Let me see quickly. It's 2 o'clock. We will speak to one of the competitors. And like I said, hit that like and subscribe button and let us get this channel monetized. And all of those funds we will like to contribute back into the broadcasting. Thank you very much and thank you.
Absolutely a pleasure.
Thank you.